in a desperate attempt to, sort of revamp my YouTube channel and get some videos pumping out there, I've decided to continuously record this back to back with the previous video. So this is a haul that has taken about maybe 2 or 3 weeks to put together, or maybe 2 weeks to put together, and it goes as followed. So I'm gonna kind of do this out of order of how I bought these movies, but it'll ring true nonetheless. So the first 3 movies are sort of like not the typical movies you see me pick up, but I had to grab these. These are all comedies. Well, the first 3 are comedies. The rest of them is like horror as fuck. But we got Benchwarmers. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but it's outrageous. It's all about like, these 3 dudes who are like really nerdy kind of guys, and they see this kid getting picked on, and they decide to create a baseball team compiled of like these rejects. You know what I mean? It's these 3 dudes versus like these good teams, and of course they start off getting their ass kicked, but one of the players or one of the guys, Rob Schneider, is like truly an athlete who was once a bully, and he's portraying the role of like of a nerd, even though he's not. And you got David Spade, and you got the guy that was Napoleon Dynamite, and they just, oh man, this is good kind of like X-rated comedy that I love, that was coming out back in that era, which would have been 2006. So this was the year that I entered high school, and yeah, it's a really good one. And of course, like, Rob Schneider gets discovered that he really was a bully. And you even have John Lovitz in this film as like this really rich guy that owns all these historical like pop culture vehicles, like the Batmobile and like the Knight Rider and different shit like that. It's really cool. This is a good movie if you're like a fan of like sort of nerdy shit. I hate saying the word nerdy stuff, but it's the only way I can really get it across, like a generalization type word. So like comic books, movies, that kind of stuff. This is a good fun laugh for you, but not for everybody for sure. I definitely recommend Benchwarmers if you like movies like Dodgeball, movies like, because this is a baseball movie through and through, to be honest with you. But if you like those types of movies, Pineapple Express, although I think Pineapple Express is much better than this, but in that vein, X-rated comedy, lots of fucking swearing and messed up stuff happening, so good shit with that one. This is a movie from my childhood that I haven't seen since my childhood. Me and my girlfriend were talking about this last night. We're like, we're gonna have a fucking like movie night, date night thing, and just watch this and watch a couple, and maybe watch Benchwarmers as well. But Dunstan Checks In. So this is a movie from about from about 2000, and it has George Costanza. It's got Pee Wee Herman. It's got that big dude from Demolition Man that had like the weird hair and like kind of the kimono and all that. But this movie is all about this con artist guy that comes to this hotel with this monkey, and he uses the monkey or orangutan as like a means of stealing stuff from other hotel patrons. And there's this kid that lives there with his dad, and the dad, of course, is like the concierge, and that's Jason Alexander, and he befriends the monkey, and like their antics ensue, and it's just a really good sort of wholesome movie. I think I'll probably get a really good nostalgia trip from watching this one. It has been like, probably 20 years since I've seen it. So with that being said, Dunstan Checks In. Next, I picked this up. Like, this is something that you could probably find online with no problem, but it was cheap, and I really kind of love the early animation of The Simpsons. So this is season 1 of The Simpsons, and I love the crudeness of it. I love the humor of it. I love the sort of very just crazy turn that it has taken. Like, I love watching the early episodes of South Park, the early episodes of even Family Guy to a certain degree. But The Simpsons is a movie that everybody fucking loves, or a show that everybody has at least watched, and can get enjoyment from a couple of episodes. So a couple of bucks, why not? Moving on, I only got 4 more items. Okay, so I picked up this movie it's a Tartan Extreme movie, or Tartan Asia Extreme, and that is A Snake of June. So I know nothing about this movie other than it was $1, and I had to check it out. So it looks like it's sort of a Japanese dark erotic thriller horror type film. Maybe I'll watch this with Kayla, and we'll just like get fucking just watch it and laugh our asses off, or who knows. On the beginning of it, it says, a self-reflective study of therapeutic voyeurism from Japanese cinema's arch poet of sexual hysteria. And it's from the director of the Cyberflesh cult hits Tetsuo the Iron Man and Tetsuo 2. So if you haven't seen those movies, you should check those ones out as well. Moving along, this was $1 as well. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This is like a deluxe edition, the two disc special edition. The special features include new 2001 digital transfer from Restored Elements, soundtrack remastered, behind the scenes documentary, feature length commentary by director and producers, and additional scenes. So I love this movie. I watched a few episodes of that show Ratchet, and it's different. I'd like to finish the first season at least just to say I did, but it was pretty kind of, standard horror TV, if you want to call it that. Another $1 movie. I just picked this up on VHS, but the VHS, who knows where it is, and as soon as I seen this for $1, I'm like, man, I would watch that like tonight. And this also has the audio commentary, so that was like the real selling point. We got Bad Boys with Sean Penn. I've talked about this recently in a video about Sean Penn films, so check that out on the channel. Second last item, we got a movie I never heard of. It's sort of an action, some sort of action film that stars Run DMC called Tougher Than Leather. It's got special appearances by Beastie Boys, Slick Rick, and music by Public Enemy. So Run DMC, of course, does the song It's Tricky. Wow, I'm going to sound like a total hip-hop noob right here. But it's sort of before my era. Like, I like kind of, a little bit, like, in terms of, like, 80s hip-hop, I more prefer, like, the Eric B. and Rakim EPMD type stuff as opposed to Run DMC, although I respect what they did. They did a couple of Christmas songs, I believe. Yeah, cool shit. I'm looking forward to watch this. It's actually directed by Rick Rubin, who's, a hip-hop heavyweight producer. Now, the final installment of this haul is, I believe this was $5. This is the Robert Bloch three complete novels. We got Psycho, Psycho 2, and Psycho House. There's always a vacancy at the Bates Motel. So all 3 Psycho novels all wrapped up in one. So that's really fucking badass, man. Looking forward to checking out at least the first one. So, and the first one's actually not even that long. The first one's only like, give me a moment here, 123 pages. And these are like big pages and the print is big. So yeah, with that being said, definitely check out the Teespring, check out the wallet, and yeah, adios.